Hello, everybody. Welcome back to 2B2T. We are here with 532 individuals and a zombie. Haha! And he is going to come give us a kiss. But we don't want it. Alright, welcome to Fusion's Adventures. We are continuing our journey through the wilderness. We're out deep into the thick of it, looking for stashes, which, we're probably not going to find anything because we don't have storage on. We don't have block. Whoops, I forgot I was searching for something. Deep slate diamond ore. Let's take that out. There we go. Anything? I'm being shot by skeletons. Nobody likes me, it seems like. Everybody's trying to get me. Haha. Anyways, if you're just joining, we are traveling. Why does it show that I've been this way? I have not been this way. I've not played in over a week on this account because I've been traveling. I've been in Singapore and Malaysia. Have to excuse me, Mr. Skeleton. I had a coughing fit. You are not nice. All right. So I'm trying to figure out the map. According to this. Oh, no, wait. No, it's okay, if I could stop coughing for one darn second. I'll get a drink of Coke with ice, which is probably not going to help my coughing, right? Excuse me, I'm going to do all the things that you're not supposed to do on a video for a second. Coughing, clearing my throat, making lots of noises, all that good stuff. If you've just joined us, this is what I do. No, just kidding. My goodness. I was fine. And then as soon as I decided, let's record some episodes, all the coughing starts. Maybe my coughing, maybe somewhere it's just saying, hey, I don't like doing recordings because you talk too much. So, why don't you just not? Is that what it's trying to tell me? Maybe. But I'm a little concerned. Hi, Wolfie. Do I open? I want to open my map. All right, I'll decide if I want to cut the map out. It's going to show the chords on the map, though. Arr! All right, be right back. I need to check the map because there's a path here. I don't know where this path came from. Be right back. I've discovered where the path came from. It's me. Somehow, and maybe somebody noticed this, I don't know. Somehow in the last episode, I changed directions and started going back towards spawn for an entire episode, it looks like. Yeah. Uh-huh. So we're going to go this way so we can get to new territory because we don't want to travel where we've already traveled. That's kind of embarrassing that I got turned around and was going the opposite direction. I'm sure when the video posts in a few days from now, because it's still recorded and scheduled to play as of this recording, it hasn't played yet. I'm sure, people are going to see that and go, why is he going north? I thought he was going south. Because while I don't have the chords on the screen, the directions are there with the map. So, yeah, but that's all right. We will go a little bit east. We're 120,000 blocks south and 60 or so east. So we've definitely come a long ways, and we're approaching new lands, as they say. The untamed wilderness. Look at this. We've got Leafy Tower. What's up over here with the Leafy Tower? Someone was bored and decided to build with leaves, I guess. I'll have some food. Why, hello, Mr. Creeper, and all your creeper friends. Ha ha! We have blown you to smithereens. Huh. Oh, it looks like they harvested that tree and then they just built a tower out of it. Weird. Never know about people. People are strange. There's no chest down there, so, you know. Could it be secret code that there is stash nearby? Probably not, but you never know. Never know what you're going to find out here in the wilderness. Cows, pigs, chickens, skeletons, zombies, creepers, an enderman or two, a wolf, pillagers and villagers, kitty cats. If we get into a jungle, we'll even have birds and ocelots. Might find a frog if we find the right biome. Well, how rude. I was trying to go this direction. You said, no, you shall not pass. I don't want to travel where I've already traveled, so I'm just kind of going out east a little bit here before I turn south again. Never know, I might find something. Maybe this is a good thing because I reversed. We'll find something awesome. We've actually found quite a few things in recent episodes out here at the just past the 100K mark, so pretty cool. I just got back from a trip. Went to Singapore and Malaysia. It was really nice. Now I'm back in the Philippines, and we have a super typhoon coming on Sunday, which is tomorrow. So I'm recording now because if it's a super typhoon and it is headed pretty directly towards where I'm at, there is high probability of power outage for extended time. It's pretty rare for the power to go out for an extended time within the city due to weather. But a super typhoon is a super typhoon. So, you know. Went and bought groceries. Got extra water. All that good stuff. I mean, I live in a high-rise condo, which also makes it fun. Because then, you know, you see the storm outside. And while it doesn't physically affect you so much, and I mean, it could if it's extremely powerful, it could blow out windows and stuff, which would be terrible. Don't want that. But I love storms. I love to watch them and see what's going on. And I mean, the destruction is awesome but sad. We just had a heavy rainfall from a tropical storm that came through. Not in the city, but down south in the Philippines, and there was a lot of flooding. A number of people died. All the usual unfortunate things that happen during mass flooding and mass rainstorms and all of that. And now, you know, less than a week later, a super typhoon hitting in a different spot. At least it's tracking currently. So that's good, but those places that were affected with the flooding, they'll still be affected by this super typhoon, so that makes it even worse. Been debating, you know, I want to move out of the city so that I can get, you know, into fresher air, you know, instead of the city air, right? But at the same time, it's like, okay, but you'll be more susceptible to weather events, you know, if you're in like a house or something in the province. You know, obviously I would choose wisely of where I build. I mean, or not build, but buy or rent or live or whatever. I mean, some people, you know, some people don't have a choice. I understand that. But, you know, they live in a place and then it floods and it's like, oh, how could it do that? And, you know, blah, 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 whether they're blaming man or God or whatever. But it's like, okay, well, you built in a floodplain or you built next to a river. At some point, it's going to happen. You know, I mean, it's just like if you build on a mountainside, at some point, it's possible that there will be a rock slide or a landslide, or if it's a winter area, an avalanche. I mean, it's going to happen at some point. It may not happen in your lifetime, and you're lucky, right? Or it may happen multiple times in your lifetime. It's nature. That's what the earth does. It's constantly changing. You got to just be aware. And even if you think you're in the safest, most possible place, you know, in the world, things can still happen. The unexpected things, you know, a microburst storm with massive winds, right? Cause all kinds of damage and mayhem and stuff. Why, look at this. The boys are coming down to greet me. How nice of them. Not really interested in their greeting, though. Alright, hey, we see an ender chest. There's signs of civilization around here. No other chests, though, so it's just probably a ender chest just sitting there. Did you see that arrow whiz right next to me? You missed. Ha! No chests or anything, though. Or beds or anything else, so... Probably just a random chest. Someone sat down and plopped out some rockets or something. Oh, look at that. We got a forest fire. Oh, poor forest. I better leave before it burns down, right? Probably started by lightning or lava. Into the deep dark woods we go. Suppose there's a witch, or a candy house, or what else lives in the deep dark woods? Little Red Riding Hood? Been seeing a lot of the new updates coming out for the snapshots and stuff. I usually watch like Zoomovoid or Waddles and a few others, you know, that post the regular snapshot updates and stuff like that. There's some interesting things. Now, when will those things come to 2B2T? Well, it's probably going to be a while. I am happy the server is on 1.21.4. That is awesome. Just because I get to use the tuft blocks. Which I have a major build on my main channel coming up with tuft blocks. So, excited to get that started. If I can, I'm going to start the recordings of it this weekend if the power crop cooperates. Aha. Excuse me, I had something in my eye. But we also have a traveler, a player littering the land with netherite. Did they explore the temple? These netherite fiends. Yep, they did. See? Look. Will we find ruins? Or a stash? We are in the range of finding active, you know, bases. Even like the little event bases and party bases, and a lot of them are usually just past 100,000. Whether they're old or new, they'd be cool to find some more of them. Found a few on this journey. Hopefully we can find some more. Maybe something this episode would be good. Oh, he saw me. All right, I can't eat my steak in peace. Which direction leads to wealth? That is the question. Aha! Flooding grass! I would say it is a 2B2T unique item, but it's not. I guess the half doors in savannas are. I saw an episode come out about some of the rarest items on 2B2T or Minecraft in general. Cobblestone. They were talking about how there were half doors because of some changes and updates, you know. There might still be some in existence, and they found a few. They were mainly in savannas. I don't think I've seen any, but I haven't really been looking at doors to determine if there were any half doors around. So I can't say for sure. No, nothing out here yet. No civilization. We've had tracks. We're still in 1.12 territory because the map's yellow, so. Even though we're out almost 130,000 blocks, people have thoroughly traveled through this area in the past. A jungle. Do we go through it? Do we go over it? Under it? Around it? I think we're gonna kind of go in between. If we can. Jungles, and then of course mangrove swamps are probably the most difficult terrains to traverse. There's a lot of stuff over here. Did somebody die, or is it just updates of? I think it's just, yeah, it's a tree updates and whatnot. There's vines and various things. As well just get the boat out. We'll go down the river. Haha, river. No, but the river goes into the jungle. Don't know if this is a good idea. Might be lions and tigers and bears in the jungle. Oh my. Can't have that. We'd be et. They'd et us. No, the river ended. Well, you suck, river. You were supposed to take me all the way to the next ocean. Or to riches. I saw that a couple other YouTubers, primarily 2B2T streamers, base hunters, they've started doing some series where it's like from 0-0 to the first stash find, you know, starting from 0-0. I won't take any credits or anything, but you know, I mean, they're individuals I chat with and whatnot, and so it's like, well, maybe they saw my series where I'm doing, you know, from spawn going out and seeing what I can find, you know, Obviously, I'm doing it on foot without elytras and all that kind of stuff in general, but and they're not. But it's like, wonder if they took some inspiration from that. Probably not, but you never know, because it's curious. Not that my videos have huge followings, you know. I mean, these videos here can average around 100 views per video, a little bit more, a little bit less, depending. Which is cool, you know. I'm happy. I'm not going to complain. I appreciate those of you that are watching. And hopefully I can find interesting things to show you along my path. Things that exist or have existed in the past, present, and future. Outside of the few blocks that were placed and stuff, though, it doesn't look like we're having a whole lot of luck on this episode, except for we've got a portal coming up. Maybe there'll be something near the portal. Nothing else is showing up, so probably not. Oh, the wolfies have been busy killing sheeps. Poor sheeps, they don't have a chance. Of course. Do I have building blocks? Sort of, but not really. Minecraft mountains always tend to thwart you like that, right? They always got to have that 1-2 block high section that you just can't walk up. And so you have to either build or dig a path. I think the developers did it on purpose. Aha! We have found a portal that leads to nowhere. Oh, well. Someone has been around, at least. That might be the only find we have of note, is that portal. And the ender chest we saw from a distance earlier. And the blocks. Maybe we should have followed the blocks. They could have led us to treasure. Too late now. Guess that treasure's safe. Doop, 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 doop. Very mountainous area. Oh, I forgot to mute my AFK account. It's at the cocoa farm. We're gonna hear rails in a minute. Let me come over here. Options, music, volume. There we go. That way we don't have a bunch of rail sounds. There was a mistake I made previously where I have a bunch of videos and then all of a sudden you hear this loud Minecraft cart rolling in the background as the day-night cycle changes, and I'm auto collecting cocoa beans and then auto planting them. How unprofessional. Can we just do this? Whee! Shortcut. Yeah, that was a nice shortcut. There's got to be a base or something around here, right? The whole land can't be empty. Or can it? Sometimes I wonder, you know, if I was to take one of my accounts that has all the elytras and all that kind of stuff and fly along my path that I'm taking here, like, you know, a little bit out 500 blocks or something, how many bases, ruins, and things would I find that I basically just walked, in a way, right by on this journey? Probably quite a bit, I would imagine, that you would discover, and it was just out of render range, you know, an entire base or a little encampment, or, you know, something else. Might be something that I'll do one day. I don't know. But it does not look like we are going to find anything more than what we've seen on this episode so far, which is unfortunate. I didn't do it. He did it on his own. I wasn't even near him, so I don't know why he blew up. Sunflowers. I've been working on Fusionia specialty kits the past few days. So making a bunch more Fusionia die kits. We have a new Fusionia candle kit. Man, that takes a lot of work to do, because you gotta, I mean, you gotta have all the beeswax, of course, the honeycomb. And then you've gotta have the string, and it's a 1-for-1 thing to make a candle, right? So you need a lot of string. Fortunately, I have the triple spider spawner, so I collect string really fast. So that's not too much of a problem. Then, of course, you gotta dye all the candles the different colors and whatnot, and so I decided on what I wanted in the candle kit, and, you know, put it together with what made sense to me as far as what someone might want. And I already traded a bunch of them. In fact, I traded some and for a whole dub of blackstone, which will be very useful in the upcoming build that I'm doing. So that was nice. That was a good trade. And then I'm going to do a Fusionia snack kit, which I'm going to put, there'll be some basic type foods, baked potatoes, things like that. But then I want to get a little creative with it. It's not really meant, it's meant to be more of a collectible, right? So I want to do like beetroot soup, rabbit stew, you know, all the pumpkin pie, all the little rare things that, you know, you usually just, you don't have so much. Maybe we'll do some suspicious soups or stews, whatever they are. Can you make those? I don't know if you could make them. I'll have to look it up. But I figured I'd do a little snack kit, you know, as a collectible item that I can trade with, and I'm sure I can get some good trades with that. People would want it and stuff, so. And I'm thinking of what other kits can Fusionia put together. I mean, I have my Fusionia kit, which is the armor and tools and all of that, and I have traded a few of those, and of course I give them away and whatnot, but those take so much work to do with all of the enchanting and the naming and, you know, the turning it all into netherite and using the armor trims, and I mean, there's just a ton of work that goes into those. So to me, a single kit like that can possibly be worth an entire dub of some sort of building block, you know, shulks of building blocks, you know, in my opinion. Just because it's not a duped kit, right? If it was a duped kit, that's completely different. It's a unique handmade kit. All of my kits are. So, but I'll have to think of what other kits I might want to do that we can easily accomplish with the farms and stuff that we have, that could be either collectible kits or useful kits, right? Because the die kit's useful. The candle kit is definitely useful. You know, the snack kit, not so much. That's more of a collectible, I think. trying to think of what other type of kits that I could do that are not armor and stuff like that, because I mean those just aren't practical so much to do in mass unless you have a way to dupe the shulks. And well, there's, as far as I know, there's no way to dupe shulks on 2B2T right now, and there hasn't been in a long time, and there possibly never will be again because of the update, which is, you know, some people are upset about and all of that. And they go, oh, we wish it would go back to 1.12 and blah, 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 blah. You know, because on the old 2B2T, they could do all the exploits and stuff like that. And while it's cool to be able to dupe shulks in mass and stuff, I would rather have, as a player, I would rather have the safety and protection knowing that because the server's being updated more frequently, that it is a lot harder and less likely for someone to do a major exploit that could reveal my personal information. An exploit that reveals the base or whatever, or your chords, or, you know, things like that, which there's been several in the past. Those are unfortunate. You know, no fun, because potentially you could lose your base and whatnot, but exploits that could potentially give someone your Minecraft login, your email address, you know, or leak it, you know, because they're able to exploit into the server files or whatever, which has happened. That's something I would rather be protected against. And the server updating more often helps to ensure that type of protection, because it's less likely someone can find a loophole, because most of the loopholes are found when a server is stagnant and when it sits on an old config file setup that people have had time to really digest and dig into and find the holes in it, you know, the security breaches, you could say. All right, well, it looks like we did not find a stash or a base or anything on this episode. We've definitely regained our distance from the previous one, where evidently we were going the wrong direction for what looks like an entire episode, because on the map it was quite a distance. So I'm sure we've recovered from that and we've gone further now in the right direction. But outside of that one portal, the ender chest, and a couple blocks, and someone checking out that temple, it's a bust. But never fear, Fusion is here for your entertainment. We will find something for sure, whether that be in the next episode or the episode after. See, we found something. We found a portal. Not really too exciting, but here, we'll end the episode by flying over to the portal. Whee! In its own little cove. All right. Well, thank you for joining, everybody. We will see you in the next episode. Take care.